To watching tonight, and the government is seeking to raise 178 billion shillings in a raft of proposals to amend various tax laws in what appears a change of tack in approaching revenue-raising measures previously pursued through annual finance bills. National Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi says he hopes the proposals contained in 4 far-reaching bills can be passed by Parliament as soon as possible, which Parliament hopes to do so before proceeding on Christmas recess early next month. This, Treasury says, will help the government bridge the budget hole occasioned by the withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024 that sought to raise over 340 billion shillings. The proposals could further burden taxpayers while also offering reprieve on recent deductions like the housing levy and shift contributions. Ayub Abdikadir now reports.
The proposals under the Tax Laws Amendment Bill 2024 seek to introduce a new tax called Significant Economic Presence Tax, payable by non-resident persons intended by the National Treasury, to replace digital service tax from 1.5% to 6%, which will have an adverse effect on owners of taxi-hailing applications and probably users of these taxis.
For a long time, they have not been paying taxes, and yet they operate in our jurisdiction. So it's not the Kenyans we are targeting in this. It is also in our jurisdiction, yes.
So what we are working on is there are solutions, there are technology solutions out there that would allow us to have visibility into the transactions that happen within our own IP protocol space.
The National Treasury also proposes to amend income tax with a change in the definition of the term digital marketplace to include ride-hailing services, food delivery services, freelance services and professional services, which according to the National Treasury seeks to expand the tax base to net more people on the digital platforms. And if you are planning for an early Christmas and take your loved ones to enjoy national parks, then hold on to that plan.
That person who is selling fish along the shores of Lake Victoria is paying for me to enjoy the services of going to Nairobi National Park to see wild animals. I should pay for it myself because I earn enough money to go to Nairobi National Park. And that person who is simply struggling along the shores of Lake Victoria should not subsidize me.
Then there are reliefs for employees regarding the Affordable Housing Act and contributions made to the Social Health Insurance Fund.
So what happens is you are earning your gross salary of 100,000. That amount, 2.75% goes to Social Health Insurance Fund. 1.5% goes to housing. You remove all that first before you start calculating pay as you earn. So it is going to give you a relief because that is what Kenyans have been crying for.
During the session with officials from the National Treasury and Parliament, members of the public raised concern over the Kenya Revenue Authority's approach to businesses and Treasury's inconsistent tax policies.
What we find is a lot of changes in tax laws, and that's really causing a bit of concern that are we really following the policies, or is there always going to be this unpredictability despite it being embedded in our national tax policy?
All these malls that you see, wakisikia KRA, what do? They close their doors, zote zinafungwa. At that particular time, maybe what does that tell you? That tells you the people who are in these businesses, either they don't have information. So, and now I believe KLIA have a responsibility to make sure that they ought not to assume ya kwamba tunaelewa.
The 4 bills published on the 1st of November will come up for the first reading before the National Assembly publishes notice for public participation exercise.
Especially for reducing the pressure on people's pay slips, it is very important some of these amendments are passed. On things like amnesty, it's also very important that Kenyans are able to access this amnesty as fast as possible.
All right.
Ayub Abdikadir, Citizen TV.